Crushing the meta.
Welcome to our channel. We are Team Crushing the Meta, and we are here today with
Laura.
So Laura is one of our best players, and we're very proud of her. She had a big accomplishment in Germany, and she was very unlucky to lose at the top first match, but she did great. First day undefeated, and today we're doing the deck profile on her Battle Sisters. So I think that maybe the deck will change in the upcoming format, like with the Link Jokers, or would you like to play something else?
For the upcoming Link Jokers, well, you can play the Battle Sisters, it's just that you really need to...
Yeah, because you miss the early game, or if you go too much on the early game, which is Battle Sister is good at, you will definitely have a very, very hard matchup.
You will be very dependent on what you pull the early game, because you can rush really nicely, which works on the Link Joker deck, since early they don't do the locks much yet. But it's also a little bit, the Ichikachima is not really gonna make any difference, because you're just gonna do one attack, which is 1 PG, so maybe you have to stride a little more in Stolen or do something, I don't know. I haven't play tested yet against the Link Joker decks with it, so I still need to find out, but I think the early rush is the way to go for the deck.
Alright, so let's go fast through the deck, and after that explain some of the cards. So you start with the grade 3, right?
Yes, I'll start with the grade 3s. The first grade 3 is the Battle Sister Florentine. I play her at 4. And the other grade 3 is the Battle Sister Madeleine, and I only play her at 1.
Alright.
Then the grade 2 lineup is 4 times the Battle Sister Cocotte and 4 times the Battle Sister Sable, your most important units. Then I play 2 times on Macaron, 2 times on Tart, and I have 2 Buddings in my deck.
Alright, interesting.
Then for the grade 1 lineup, I run 4 Stride Fodder, because not much grade 3s, and the 4 Battle Sister PGs, also very nice. Then I run 3 times the Rusk and only 1 time the Tuffy, and my special card that not much run is 2 times the Battle Sister Cocoa.
Nice. It's the one that checks the top card, right?
Yeah, it checks the top card and you can then put it top or bottom as how you want it. Then for my trigger lineup, I have 4 of the Battle Sister Muffin crits and 4 of the Ginger crits.
Shiny.
Yeah. Then I have 2 Battle Sister draws, 4 Battle Sister heals, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have also 2 Psychic Birds in the deck.
Okay.
And to finish off the deck, my starter I run is Compote.
And that's the reason why you play 2 Psychic Birds, right?
Yes, because with Compote you can only, the skill only goes off when you check 3 Battle Sisters.
Yep.
And that's why only 2 Psychic Birds, but I also like the Psychic Birds for the draw power. Because you really want to draw into your grade 3s. There's not many of them, so that's why.
There is something that I want to tell you guys. When you play this deck, there's very important, as Laura said, you can't use her skill, or when you activate her skill and you get something which is not a Battle Sister, then the skill will not resolve, or the skill will stop, so you can't add anything. And there is something else which is also very important. I've seen a lot of people do it wrong. Is her skill is a Soul Blast of a Battle Sister card.
Yes, it
so
is.
You can't Soul Blast Psychic Birds.
But it's also for the Ichikashima. You can just use this one for her.
Yes.
And mostly it just turns out fine.
Yep. If you play the deck right and you know what you Soul Blast, then yes.
Just
for the
something to
stride.
keep on track.
Yeah.
Then for the strides, I run 4 times the Stolen Stride, which is of course, I love this stride. This is one of my favorite ones. Her skill is, you need to flip her for the skill, that's why I run her of 4. For Counterblast and Flip, you can check the top cards of your deck for the number of Battle Sisters on the field, rear guards. Sorry, units? Rear guards?
I think
yeah,
rear
it was
guards.
rear guards, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can put those cards on top or bottom, which is a small stack actually, which you can
Yeah.
do with her. So that's a really nice skill to do.
She also gives
and
power
her
on the
GB3, is to give 3k power on all the battle sisters, which works very nicely with the grade 3, since the grade 3 also gives on stride.
Also 3k, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She also gives 3k on stride, and you can check the top 2 for cards.
Yeah, so the combination that you use with both of them is you check the top card. With her skill, you check the top card, and then
I believe you check the top 2. One goes to your
hand.
and the other goes to top or bottom. You can pick.
So it's really interesting when you play this deck. Let's say you have something in your hand that draws you the card, like Psychic Bird or the grade 2 on call draw. Then you could leave something on top which is not a trigger, so you draw it. But if you don't have anything in your hand that could draw, then you leave it on top and you go for her. If you go for her, then use her skill to check more and put them on top.
Yeah.
And the deck plays... you play how many crits? 6?
No, I play 10 crits.
You play 10 crits, 2 draws.
10 crit, 2
Yeah.
draw. Yeah,
So-
because, the Psychic Birds.
Yeah, so that's actually how you mostly play the deck. You do need the draws a little bit against some clans that could retire your field, like Kagero. We have seen a lot of Blade Masters and now more Overlords.
That's why I also play the Rusk 3 times, because she has
Resist.
resist over
Yeah.
the Tuffy.
Yeah,
And it really helped with the Kagero matchup, yeah.
alright.
So the next stride, surprise, surprise, Aichikachima, also known as the Stillwater.
Yeah,
You play it on 4 because it's just too good of a card. Her first skill is for a Counter Blast, a Soul Blast, and flip her as the same card as her. And you can draw 2 cards. And when you achieve Oracle for GB3, you can flip any card from your G zone, and then your opponent cannot guard with G guards or grade 0s for the entire turn. So also for your rear guards attacks.
yep. We have talked about Stillwater a lot, and from Laura's playstyle, which is very different than JD's playstyle, it's really interesting how to see people use her skill, because you can go very fast through her when you use her first skill to draw. But in this deck you don't have to, because you have also the Battle Sister Stride, which gives you power and also give you the stack. So
This is a way better first stride
Yep.
than doing this one.
so that's the difference between Susanoo and Stillwater.
Battle Sisters.
Yep. It's really interesting to try to put this deck to the test, playing against like Messiah or Kaisbreaker. But I think against Overlord or against Blade Master, this deck could do still pretty
Yeah,
good.
because it's a really fast deck as well,
Yep.
like a rush deck.
Yep.
Yes.
So if you guys would want to, we could try to put this deck to the test. Also because Laura is a very good Link Joker player, so she does know how to play around Link Joker itself.
So on to the next. I play one of her for the fact that if you really need that card draw against certain matchups and you really have a lot of cards in hand, it's also a nice turn to Strider, since she gives 1k power on the front row.
For every card in hand.
Yeah. For every battle sister in the front row gets 1k for every card in your hand.
Yeah.
So that's really nice, and it also has the nice on-hit effect. If you're like going into the first stride sometimes and you don't have any counter pledge, which doesn't happen often, but okay, then you can play her together with the crit. Then you can counter charge and also have like the potential
To draw.
Yeah, exactly. So
The unflip crit.
yeah, hold on. This one,
Yep.
which really works really nice together. But that's how I play her, and I think
If it was me, I would just play her because she's an SP. But yeah, I think Laura is more logical than me.
you don't stride her often though. That's
No, otherwise you would maybe play a 2-off, but 1-off is
you
more
can
than enough.
always flip it for the Stillwater.
Yep.
I mean, I played this card once,
Mm-hmm.
also for the fact that if you have like a heavy guard turn, and you have the counter blast to spare, you can always just draw up to 5 cards. It's so strong. just to go from nothing to 5 is just too good.
This card is very sneaky because it's the only card in Battle Sister or in Oracle in general or OTT that have a crit. So that's very interesting. Also, the skill that you draw, Counterblast 2 is very heavy. I mean, with your stride skill, you already draw and you have a lot of strides to draw. But actually, what really good about this card is that his power increase when you have Oracle.
Yeah.
So during your damage check. So sometimes when you attack with him, like it's a 31 with boost or just 26, your opponent would like 2 to pass, but you get Oracle and it's only 1 to pass.
Yeah.
And that is a sneaky way to do this, but it does work, especially because a lot of people, when they play against Oracle Ting, they discard their heals as 10k guard in the early game.
Yeah.
So when you go into the late game, they don't have a lot of guards in hand. So they keep their PGs for your Stillwater, but when you use him, they would like, okay, but I have to PG this card as well. So they have less and less defense. This card is very interesting.
Yeah.
As an Oracle and of course in Battle Sisters.
Yep, that's for sure. It's always a nice staple to have in your deck.
Yeah, sometimes you need him.
Next card is the GB8 of Oracle Think Tank. What she does is for 1 counterblast, hold on, I've not used her in so much. Yeah, counterblast. You look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and you can put up to 3 cards to your hand. You can also do less, and you can put them on top or bottom. And her other skill she gets is every time you pull a trigger on your trigger check, the whole front row gets 5k extra.
Yep.
Next to the 5k you assign on for the trigger.
The thing about this GB8 is it's very balanced. When you look at the clan, when you go into the GB8, your deck is like you have a few cards in your deck, and that's when this card is very strong. So when you have few cards in your deck, you can tech some to your hand, so you keep all triggers, and then your front row will get big. And that's very good about this GB8. It's one of the most balanced GB8. Again, there are a lot of insane GB8s, but this card is very balanced and very
really
smart.
like it.
Yeah, very smart designed.
Nice.
And look at the art. I mean, it's really nice that they have made Amaterasu come back.
So that's about the G8. I run 1 Seabreeze in my deck for the stall decks and for the grade 2 stuck decks, and it's really nice to already be able to use your stride skill.
Yep.
To draw the extra. You have not much GB skills in your deck, but it's still good for against some matchups where they stay on grade 2 a long time.
Yep.
Then for the G-Guards, I run 2 times the Amaterasu G-Guard. The Soul Charge is really nice since you Soul Blast quite a bit, also with the Sable. And it's just a huge guard. Mostly you have just 4 cards on hand, so that's not a problem. And checking the top card is also very nice. It's very good G-Guard. Then the third one is the Bavarois G-Guard. For 1 counterblast, you can draw a card, and then
if it's a grade 1 or less?
No, you first draw a card, and then you show the top card of your deck, and if that's a grade 1 or higher, then she gets 5k guard extra, and you can put the card on top or bottom of your deck.
So basically, it's counterblast 1, you draw a card, and then she could get an extra 5k shield.
Yeah, she could get an extra 5k shield. That's right.
Alright.
It's just a very consistent card. The extra draw is also really nice. And as last, I run 1 Dismal because sometimes you have matchups like the Narukami matchup when they attack all your rear guards and you get an extra damage. This is just for that matchup, and also if you really have a rear guard you want to protect, then this is also just a nice one to do.
Definitely always, as Laura said, against Narukami, against VMAX, against Dimension Robos, which will make a comeback. This card's also interesting. Yeah. Kaguro could be, I mean, they don't really play that a lot, attack and restand, but it does work. And this is just a stable that the Desmiel and the Seabreeze, if you have space for them, play them. Yeah. You don't play the unflip G-Guard.
No, I don't.
Because
I think this one is better than
and less
flipping
cost.
another. Yeah. Else you have to use another spot for a G-guard as well. Because I really want the Amaterasu on 2 because
Yeah, you definitely
just
need her
you need
to
the high guard
defense
for
and soul charge.
Yeah.
All of her skill are very good.
That's right.
So
and this is just nice for the
extra draw
extra draw. Yeah.
if you have the counterblast.
Yeah, exactly. So
All right.
that's generally it.
So you don't play any oracles because I have seen people like try to play the Nanase in this deck.
No, because I have that starter with the Battle Sister Search. You don't want to play any oracles, and I really play my Battle Sister deck with just Battle Sisters, just for the fact that you always have a Battle Sister to Soul Blast for your Sables. There's just too many skills. Also with the Rusk, where you have to Soul Blast a Battle Sister, and it's just not convenient. I mean, even with the 2 Psychic Birds that day in Cologne in Germany, I had maybe my starter failed 2 times on me that day.
You played only 2 Psychic Birds.
Yes.
Damn.
So if you have like, let's say if you play double, it doubles the chance that you just fail it. It's just not worth, I think.
No. So this card is very important against Kagura.
Yep.
Especially
Link Joker as well.
Link Joker as well. But especially Blade Master, because Blade Master, maybe now of the new grade 2 that they have in GB 13, that they could retire the whole column. With the crits, could also work. But in the format before the Link Joker, this card was very important because there was no way for Kagura to get rid of him. No. Maybe Root Flare, but they would have to like use a whole turn just to get rid of her, which is it's really good. It's really interesting to hear your thought about this card because we haven't seen this in a while. So what were the reasons that you wanted to play her?
I really like the cards for the top check deck. For example, for the Aichi Kishima bird, the Stillwater turn. It's really nice to just be able to check the top card and then put it bottom if it's not a trigger. You have more chance to pull a trigger on the Stillwater turn, which is really nice. I also like it to check my top card to search for maybe for a grade 3 or not. Because in the early turns, also if I ride into her, she's a 6k, but if I can check my top card to see if it's a grade 3 or not, then I can also make choices based on the cards I see. And if I see that the top card that I'm either gonna draw or gonna check as a damage is not good enough, then I can just put it bottom. I really like that flexibility of the card.
It's like when you go into her, you have her in the background because of this skill. It's
a
like,
little bit, yes. I like to manipulate my deck a little bit. Yes.
I can see that. Also, it's really nice that with her skill, let's say you go into her and you really need a grade 3 for next turn to stride or something. You put her on the field, you check the top card, which is a grade 3, you leave it there, and you attack with this, and your opponent will think, oh damn, that's a crit. That's a crit. So they will be guarding, and it's just a grade 3 that you need. That does work. Those kind of things does work, and I know Laura does that, so I'm very happy. I'm very happy to see these kind of cards. I also really want to hear your thought about your starter, because there is more that you could use. I mean, the other starter is the one that calls.
It's the waffle. You can check the top 3 and call a battle sister to the field. Yes, it's better than this one if you have run non-battle sister cards, which is good. But the strength of this one is really to search out the grade 3s. It's just you have so many grade 2s that are really good in your deck. You don't really want to waste grade 3 spots, because the grade 3s are not really good to run, actually. That's why I have the 4 Florentines in my deck. She's really important. She's the only one you actually want to ride. I only have 1 Madeleine in my deck. Because because you have like the stride fodder. So if you pull this one, you can still search this one, because you really don't want to ride this one, actually.
So if you had like 1 more stride fodder, then you would play the 4.
That's a good question, but it's the fact that you need a grade 3 for the stride fodder. That's a problem.
But you really don't want to ride her.
No.
Because the thing is with this deck, when you don't have a grade 3 in hand, it's not that bad because
Yeah.
G assisting will get you the right grade 3.
Yeah.
But playing one of her, the G assist could also go into her. But it doesn't matter, if you know what I mean, because
Yeah.
if this card was a grade 2, then you would not get anything in the G assist. But being a grade 3 give you the option to choose to
Yeah,
ride her or
exactly.
not. So that's really, really smart to play 5. I mean, the option to go between these two would always go into her,
Yeah.
but at least you have her as a stride fodder and as a grade 3. Because we know when you play Battle Sister and you see 2 of her in the damage zone,
Yeah.
and you don't have any in your hand, that's a very, very, very bad situation.
Yes, I know. I fortunately haven't seen that yet.
Nope.
I've seen that when you're desperately getting a grade 3, she is landing in the damage zone, but I think I've been really grade stuck only once that day. That was the second day, I believe.
Okay.
I was really grade stuck, and at the end I pulled the Florentine, but I had only 2 cards in hand.
couldn't stride.
I could ride a grade 3, but I could stride also with a stride folder, but I could do nothing with my turn because I had no cards in hand to put on the field
Yeah.
as well.
Against what was that match, if you remember?
I think it was against the Bladewing.
Okay.
Which, I'm not sure if it was the... I'm not sure.
So these are stable at 4. I think
Yes.
most people agree with me on this. The heavy cost, yeah, okay, she's a heavy cost, but remember, most of the time they will guard her, so doesn't matter. I mean, you do not always have to use her skill.
Yeah.
Smart about that, because your stride skill costs a counterblast and your first stride costs a counterblast, so don't go too heavy on this. But you could also countercharge with the crit.
Yeah, because the nice thing of the crit is that it's not a GB skill.
Nope.
You can use it when you're grade 2.
Yep. It could cost you 1 card, but I mean, this will give you the card
Yeah.
back. And then we see you play 2 of each. So 2 of the 12k attacker, I think
Yeah.
she is, and then 2 of the 10k vanillas, and also 2 of her.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of people run her anymore. So what are your thoughts about her?
It's for when you don't have this muffin in your hand, or when you really need if you need to counter charge. If you have her together with her on the field, and you don't have any counterblast open, and you attack with her first, they have to guard this, else you can maybe draw cards
Yep.
with this. So
Okay, it's interesting. So
it's a bit psychological maybe, but and sometimes you can actually counter charge with her. And when you hit, she also gives 3k away, which
Yeah.
is not too bad actually.
when she doesn't hit, you get the counter charge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
When she hits, you
When
get
she hits,
when she hits,
yeah,
you can counter charge 1 and give a unit.
you give the
3k
3k.
power.
Ah, okay, so you have like the extra hit pressure with her.
Yeah.
Okay, so 6 units with hit pressure. Interesting. Okay, nice. Also, the extra 3k could help to make a right column if
Yeah.
you have, on the other hand, a column which is, let's say, if you have the 10k on the other column and you give an extra 3k attacker to the grade 1, that could always work. That's why she is so good, because 12k attacker, if you go first, like 12 into the grade 1 is enough for them to give up a 10k.
Yep.
Okay, interesting. Other cards that you want to talk about? I think we have had almost everything.
I think so too, actually. The only thing I can think of is the reason of my triggers, but I think we already discussed it. So.
Yeah, I mean the two draw triggers. That's pretty much stable right now, because you do need the cards in your hand to make very good strike turn. Because otherwise, neither Stillwater or Stolen would do much if you don't have field.
Yeah.
That's the reason why this deck have not a problem, but it's really hard to play against Messiah, Icebreaker. Not that much Deleter, because this deck could destroy Deleter in the early game if it want to.
Yeah, but Deleter nowadays rushes back just as hard as you rush.
But I mean, this deck have a stronger rush than Deleter, because Deleter still need their counterblast, and this deck could work around not having counterblast. I mean, if needed. And when they delete your Vanguard, I mean, your PG is still good, and it's not EVGB1. So when you get rushed, I mean, the deck could work very good around that. But Messiah and Icebreaker, that's a very, very, very hard matchup. So yeah, I think that a lot of people would like to hear your thought about that. So will not talk about that now, but we'll give you the time to think about that matchup, because it's a very hard matchup. And when you're playing, you will be playing Link Joker, right? In the next format.
Yes, I think I'm going to make all three: the Deletor, the Messiah, and the Chaos Breaker decks. And I'm just gonna test them out. But I think my favorite will be either the Deletor or the Chaos Breaker.
Alright. Yeah, you do like Chaos Breaker a lot, right?
I really do, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
I played him with a lot too, actually, before this, but...
so we could see a deck profile on Chaos Breaker.
Sure, I'll first want to play test a bit with the new cards.
Yep.
I haven't done that much yet, but
Okay.
I can do afterwards, sure.
Okay, nice. I think a lot of people would like to see that. We have also got a lot of requests of Chaos Breaker against other decks, like Big Belly. We have seen Chaos Breaker against Big Belly, against New Spikes, because New Spike could work a little bit around Chaos Breaker, but the old Spikes couldn't really.
No.
So yeah, and of course, Oracle Think Tank. Do you play another Oracle Think Tank deck?
Yes,
Tsukiyomi?
Tsukiyomi deck.
You don't play Susanoo.
I do have the cards for it, but I don't like it as much as Tsukiyomi.
But you were thinking about playing Tsukiyomi in France, right?
In Germany as well, actually.
Yeah?
But the reason I did not pick Tsukiyomi is because for Tsukiyomi I can keep track of my stack. So, but I was worried that I could not keep that up for the whole day.
Alright, yeah.
You're doing so much games on a day. It was at 7 games,
Too
I
much.
believe, on day 1.
Yep.
So I was too worried that my concentration would just completely break down, and that's why I went for. I had to choose between Battle Sisters or Susanoo, but I went for the Battle Sisters.
Okay.
Because food names.
Food names. That could be my choice as well, just because of the art, food names, SPs, which deck has more SPs. So yeah, thanks for the deck profile, and we'd like to see more, of course, and your thoughts on the deck. I think we will get a lot of questions about, especially Link Joker, but I think that a lot of Battle Sister players have just put the deck to the side till the Link Joker hype cooled down a little bit. And then we will definitely see a comeback from Oracle Think Tank.
Sure.
So yeah, thanks for the deck profile. Until next time.
Crushing the meta.